After about an hour of changing outfits and making decisions and changing lighting setups and changing cameras, I have gone back to the original plan and wasted an hour of my life. But here we are. Welcome. My name is Dropplyt. This is my channel, and you are always welcome here. A little bit about me before I get started. I am a pasty little Scottish lady who loves films and TV and has lots of opinions about them. So if that's what you're interested in, stick around. If not, bye. Anyway, so my plan for this video is I want to talk about Uncharted. In about 3 weeks, Uncharted the film will be released in the UK, film starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. But before I get into that, I want to talk more about the video game series that inspired this film, and the long road it's taken for that film to come to fruition. The first Uncharted game, entitled Drake's Fortune, was a Naughty Dog production released in 2007, in which we meet our main character Nathan Drake. Drake is an explorer, historian and treasure hunter, who in the first game seeks the lost treasure of El Dorado, with mentor Sully and reporter Elena. So that was 2007. Since then, they produced 3 more games that are part of their main series, as well as a couple of spin-offs. Their most recent was in 2017. Its popularity was solidified in 2016 with the release of its 4th game. However, the film was pitched after the release of the 2nd game, which is called Among Thieves. In sort of, I guess, the gaming community, the second one is considered the best. Some arguably would say the 4th, but the 2nd really solidified what they introduced in the first one. Putting that into perspective, before this film even got into production, it took 11 years. It took so long, in fact, that they had initially cast Mark Wahlberg as Nathan Drake, and it took so long that he out-aged the character and became the mentor to the original character he was supposed to play. During that time, they also went through about 7 different directors. They had a lot of issues getting this film made. So in terms of how the film began, it was pitched in 2009, but when it came to the script, they made the bizarre decision not to go to the development company itself. They didn't go to the developers, they didn't go to the head of development, they didn't go to NaughtyDog at all, which in and of itself is a very strange decision. What they did do is they went to the original voice actor of Nathan Drake, and they also went to a woman called Amy Hennig, who is the creative director of the games themselves and also the head writer. But this was not an official collaboration with NaughtyDog itself. Also, to put that into perspective, Naughty Dog also has another series of games, The Last of Us, also renowned as being maybe some of the best narrative games of all time. That is also getting a movie, and Naughty Dog were highly involved. The first draft of that script was actually written by the man that they passed over in order to make this script. Yes, so they completely ignored the head of the development company that slaved over these games for 10 years. I just think that's insanity. This kind of came to public knowledge when the film trailer came out and it was said that it was going to be R-rated, which doesn't really mesh well with people's idea of the games, which are extremely light-hearted. You know, they're kind of stupid in places. The dialogue's really funny. It's not, you know, it's not a dark and gritty game, or at least the majority of it isn't. So the R rating was a surprise to a lot of people. Somebody took this question into their own hands and they tweeted at Neil Druckmann, who is Naughty Dog's creative director, asking why? Why would it be R-rated? Because it doesn't make sense for the games. To which he said, I don't know. I have not read the script. None of us have read it. I don't even know what the tone is. I don't even know what happens. This is the company's director, and they just didn't think to send the script through him. Bizarre. Yes, so they recast. They took the script from the first of the games, where they're looking for the lost treasure of El Dorado. They aged the characters down to call it a prequel, but then they're still doing the same plot as the first one. But then also from the trailers, they seem to have taken essentially all of the huge sets, that kind of are the iconic pieces of the PlayStation trailers from all 4 games and a couple of the spin-offs, and mashed them into one film. But they've also screwed up the timeline of how the characters ever met each other. So it seems to be going in a completely different direction, while also taking the best bits that, you know, people will be seeing in the trailers. It doesn't feel like it's being made by fans, by people who love it. And maybe that's why it took so long to make. Maybe they didn't know what they wanted to do with it, other than make some money. So this film comes out in, while I'm filming this, in 3 weeks' time. I will go and see it, and I will very likely make another video sharing my thoughts. But in the meantime, let's do some predictions. My predictions are this film will not have a significant impact on the games. And what I mean by that is the people who love the games already, whether the film is amazing or terrible, it won't make a difference. It won't make the love that people already had for the games stronger, and a terrible film won't quash any of the love for those games. So that's a positive, because I do think this film is going to be shite. My other point, which is again purely a positive, is the best impact this game could have, the best impact this film could have, is that people would go and play the games afterwards, and get to see how much the people who made this game in the first place cared. It wasn't, it wasn't about having just huge set pieces. You cared about the characters. You really, really cared about the characters. My concern is that it will be, because it's taken so long, and will have gone through a lot of passes. My concern is that it will be extremely watered down and generic. And Uncharted wasn't that. The people who made it so clearly cared, and the people who love it care just as much. Actually, a great example of this is there is a short film made in 2018 based on what would happen between the second and third games, as there is a gap, and it's fan made. It's 15 minutes. It's got Nathan Fillion in the main role, and it's absolutely fantastic because they understood what they were making. They understood the games. I mean, I'll put a clip in. There's interviews of Nathan Fillion talking about how much he loves the Uncharted games.
The reason we all love Uncharted so much is because it invests us in character, it invests us in story. Yeah. The reason I have to go from point A to point B, I feel motivated when I play Uncharted. I feel invested in the character. When Nathan Drake is betrayed, I feel it.
You can tell that they really dedicated their time to doing it in an authentic way that not only would appeal to people who know the games already, but also has that entertainment factor to bring in, I guess, new blood. I don't think this film is going to do the same thing. I don't think it's going to have the same heart as Alan Unger and Nathan Fillion's Uncharted short film. But yeah, my positive takeaway, because I don't want this to be all all me thinking the film is going to be shite, is that if it gets more people into the games, that's the best thing that could happen. Especially because there are currently rumours that there's going to be a fifth one, which I'm very excited for. My takeaway from the whole thing is that as much as I hope this isn't just a cash grab and that some of the people involved really love Uncharted, the games, I do think it's going to be purely a cash grab. I don't have that faith that it's going to be anything but generic and cash grabbing, unfortunately. I'd love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love to come back in a few weeks and do another video and say that was amazing and really added something. I don't see it happening though. I really don't. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. I will do an update when the film comes out. Let me know if you guys are gonna watch it, or are gonna boycott it, or actually don't really care about Uncharted whatsoever and just clicked on this for some other reason. Let me know. But yeah, till next time, stay safe.